Okay. All right, guys. Let's see. This week, well, last week we had the nut job. We couldn't. I've already forgotten why we didn't air. Oh yeah, 3-day massive migraine. That was hell. Let's see. This week is Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit. Chris, why don't you start off with the nut job? Since you thought it was such an amazing movie, we're gonna get to it first. It is our headliner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is that poster from?
The one that I have up there.
Yes.
No idea. I just
The
found
nut
it.
job. Go on a dupa luna 3D.
I don't know. I found it. I searched. I searched foreign nut job posters, and that's the one I got.
It's gotta be Spanish of some kind, or Portuguese, maybe.
Oh dear.
Anyway, The Nut Job, for those curious, is an animated movie from... Actually, I don't know who the fuck did it. I don't think it's DreamWorks.
I don't think it was DreamWorks or Pixar.
Well,
It definitely wasn't fucking Pixar.
No, yeah. a couple of the rats there on the corner do look like they were like lifted directly out of Ratatouille.
Yeah.
But
regardless, it's an animated movie starring Will Arnett doing the voice of Surly Squirrel.
Ooh, he's so
they even
surly.
gave him a Looney Tunes name as well. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's like one of the few people who actually has like a different name. Everyone else is just like, I'm Mole, I'm Dog, I'm Raccoon. Anyway, Surly Squirrel lives in the park with all the other woodland creatures, and winter is coming, and they don't have enough nuts right now. Unfortunately,
Winter's coming.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, Surly Squirrel's a dick, and he doesn't want to get nuts for everybody else. And his actions, unfortunately, get him expelled from the park. He worries that he is going to starve to death until he discovers a nut shop, which just so happens to also be a store that is being used as a front for some real-life robbers to rob a nearby bank. So it becomes a process of Will Arnett's character trying to get into the nut store to get those nuts so he doesn't die, with the help of some other woodland friends, while at the same time being undone by these burglars who are constantly getting foiled by these woodland rodents.
This movie sounds too complicated for a 5-year-old.
It's a bit complicated because the dynamic right off the bat is that nobody likes Surly except for Andy, who is the female squirrel played by Katherine Heigl. And
I thought you didn't pronounce her name right, like you were trying, but you couldn't do it. And then I realized you're holding back vomit.
Yeah.
And it all happened like a split second that process happened.
I do think from now on I'm going to refer to her as Catherine.
She's horrible, but I think she's hot.
She's not hot.
I think she's. I gotta look her up. I gotta see her again.
She's awful. I cannot stand Katherine Heigl. Regardless, she's the only person who actually likes Surly, and even then, you're like, I don't understand why you do. He's a tremendous asshole. The only other person who likes him is his friend. Oh god, what the fuck? Buddy. They just call him Buddy the Rat, and Buddy doesn't talk, so he's almost kind of like this uncomfortable, like, special needs rat following this like douchebag squirrel around, and the squirrel just keeps beating him up. Anyway, nobody likes the squirrel, and it's got this very strange dynamic in that the squirrel gets kicked out, and you kind of feel bad because he's like stuck in the big city. But after he finds the nuts, the rest of the park wants the nuts as well, so they all team up together to get the nuts. And, it's this back and forth of like, well, can we trust him? But he secretly deep down only really wants friends. And there's this annoying pug, and Liam Neeson's in it as a giant raccoon. And he turns out to be,
Did somebody take his daughter?
No, but they took his nuts. They took his nuts. He doesn't like that.
Nobody touches Liam Neeson's nuts.
Don't mess with that man's nuts.
Well, it's not his real nuts, because as we know, Liam Neeson has a legendarily large cock. So I can only assume
along with what's his name.
Yeah, I can only assume his nuts are equally as gigantic. So yeah, that's nutshell in a
that's nut job in a nutshell. There,
nut job in a nutshell, and it's not a good movie in the slightest. It's not bad in the way you'd even want it to either. It's not like really embarrassingly bad. There's like one really cringeworthy moment that's also in the trailer, which is where they discover the nut store, and for some reason they just break out into like a dubstep dance. Like it's just completely unprompted whatsoever. So that was a bit of a strange moment.
Obviously, some people listening to this might be thinking, "Well, yeah, three grown guys reviewing a kids movie," but it's one of those. It sounds like one of those things where, even for a kids movie, it's minimal effort.
Well, it's no Ice Age 1.
Yeah, exactly. You can make kids films that are still good, appealing films even to adults.
Yeah.
Well, I still say to this day, The Incredibles.
Pixar does a good job of that kind of stuff, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I could completely acknowledge the fact that maybe it's just not a movie that appeals to adults. If it were a movie that also appealed to children in any way, shape, or form. I did not hear a single child laugh during this movie outside of like 3 scenes which were already in the trailer.
Maybe they were afraid of the fat pervert and his sister in the back.
No, we came in late, so people didn't know we were there. I wore a beanie, I blended in.
I wore a jacket over my head. I stayed 2 rows away from any child.
I came into the theater.
See, Chris knows all the tricks, man.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just not a very funny movie. There's one moment in this movie I chuckled at, and outside of that, not a laugh. And none of the kids liked it either. Some of the animation was okay, but it's just a movie that it's the worst sin a movie can have in that it's boring. It's honest, just.
So it's Jack Ryan.
Uncomfortably boring. This is far more boring than Jack Ryan.
I don't know.
Jack Ryan is like fucking watching Cirque du Soleil compared to this shit. Nutjob just doesn't have any humor to it. It's much more of a serious sort of take on this. You know, you do get your humor in some of your slapstick stuff, but it's just far too much time is spent handling the plot of Nutjob and this heist movie that it's trying to be. It just doesn't really work.
We might actually get another Nutjob. A Nutjob 2. Because, I mean, look, if we're just looking at numbers, it's been out for 2 weeks now. It's already made its budget back.
It's so annoying that this movie... I know that Frozen's been out like 2 months, but it is still annoying to me that this movie is beating Frozen at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, as far as numbers go, okay...
Frozen's destroyed it in, like, overall.
It's made over $300 million.
I'm just talking about weekend totals. I'm upset that Frozen 2 months later is losing a nut job at its opening weekend. Because it doesn't make sense.
Let's say Frozen costs $150 million to make. It's made $347 million. It's almost doubled. It's fucking
US too. I can't imagine it has to make a crap ton more overseas.
Wait for the DVD.
That's amazing.
Actually, let's see. Hold on. Let me.
I'd have to click on it to see. Let's see.
Yeah, it made another $460 million worldwide.
Yeah.
So it's made $800 million worldwide.
Yep. I think the only movie that's come even close to that is like American Hustle and The Hobbit.
Yeah.
In recent memory.
Oh, and Gravity too. Gravity is up to almost 300 million for a 1 million. I
think Catching Fire probably made a shit ton. I think that made like 200 million in like the first 2 weeks.
That's up to 420 million.
Yeah.
This is also just local, guys, or domestic.
Yeah.
420 million of a $130 million budget.
How the hell did Hunger Games cost less to make than Frozen?
Frozen, they spent a lot of money on snow.
Yeah, there was a lot of
CGI snow.
Yeah, spent animating the CGI snow.
Suppose.
Because apparently it looks amazing. I've seen GIFs of it,
it's
or how they
pretty
did it.
Incredible, some of the stuff they're able to make the animation and smell look. But this isn't an episode on Frozen, which I did just see, guys. It's really good.
Notice how quickly we all latched onto a discussion about another movie.
Yeah, Nutjob is just... It's not worth talking about. And unfortunately, I'd love to be like, well, that's why we'll jump into our next movie. but unfortunately, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit is.
It's a big pile of poo.
It's not a pile of poo.
It's a pile of poo.
No, but
it's not that bad. I think me and Chris were discussing it the other day. It's just there.
It's boring.
Anyway,
a buddy of mine fell asleep during it.
Well, your buddy has bad taste anyway, because he was excited to go see I, Frankenstein, so I don't like him already.
I'm excited to see I, Frankenstein.
You shouldn't be. Shut the fuck up.
I'm hoping this is going to be a horrible, bad movie.
Yeah, hopefully. Or it's just going to be boring like this was. Anyway, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, guys. It's a movie based off characters created by Tom Clancy.
May he rest in peace.
Chris Pine as Jack Ryan, a young go-getter who joins the military after seeing the events of 9/11.
Let's not call him Jack Ryan. Let's call him Captain Kirk.
Okay. Captain Kirk decides to join the military after seeing the events of 9/11.
Makes this movie more interesting when you call him Captain Kirk.
And he unfortunately suffers an accident. When he returns, he is recruited to join the CIA because he is an economics expert. And he joins into the CIA and finds that he won't be just working an office job. Instead, he is going to become an operative. And he has to stop a giant international plot to destroy the U.S. economy against America's oldest and greatest enemy,
China.
For some reason, we're back to being afraid of Russia.
Yeah.
Also, he has to deal with another turmoil wherein that his girlfriend, Kathy Mueller, played by Keira Knightley, who is not Natalie Portman.
Well done, Chris.
Who has alerted me to several times.
Who thinks he's having an affair with his gun.
Yeah, he made me tattoo it on my hand, not Natalie Portman. I was aware it was not Natalie Portman because Natalie Portman has grace. Keira Knightley, unfortunately, she has all the grace of like a llama on ice skates. But
you know what? I'd still put my penis in it.
She's still very attractive.
Keira Knightley doing anything physical is akin to watching, when you see like a newborn goat.
What?
No, sorry. Have you ever seen like a one of those Discovery Channel things where you see like a newborn giraffe and it's all limbs and gangly and it's trying to stand up for the first time? Yeah. That's pretty much Keira Knightley doing anything physical. That's
also Captain Kirk in the first 5 minutes of this movie.
It's a pretty accurate way to describe Keira Knightley in this, because she's got like I don't want to insult her because she's a very attractive woman,
and she might sleep with you someday, so you don't want to offend her right now.
Just in case, long shot, Keira Knightley's like, you know what I want? Fat internet dick, and fat not an adjective to my dick, but fat just in me as a person. And, Keira Knightley is not filmed exceptionally well in this.
I think she looks amazing, so I think she's filmed well. She just acts for shit.
You are going to be very aware that she has a big giraffe neck and jagged llama teeth in this movie because they constantly film her at an angle that's lower. So you just are very aware of how lanky she is throughout the movie.
I just looked at every chance I could to see her boobs.
She has no boobs.
I don't
care. What the fuck boobs were you looking at?
There's boobs.
Kevin Costner's boobs.
And A is still boobs. Anyway, I think she's still a B. So that's still boobs.
She has no boobs. I mean,
she has boobs.
You thinking
biologically?
Receptionist? The receptionist had boobs. You're thinking the receptionist.
I'm also thinking of that hot Asian chick.
Oh, the one in the van.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Van Asian chick that comes out of nowhere.
I'm also thinking of Natalie Portman again. And I think she...
Gemma Chan, for anyone who wants to look her up.
There you go.
I think she was a hot chick in that movie. I don't know. They really just sort of put boobs in this movie just so people can hold their attention through this whole boring pile of crap.
It is an unfortunate fact of the matter that as a movie, Shadow Recruit is not incredibly compelling. This is a straightforward spy thriller as much as you're going to get one. Pretty much.
There's no thrill in it, though.
Yeah. The problem is that this. I've been looking into this. This is a script that somebody wrote on
the back of a napkin.
No, they wrote it as just a general action film, originally intended for Eric Bana, but they actually rewrote it into this. And then tagged on the Jack Ryan title. This is not based on any of the Jack Ryan books. I believe they did get Clancy in to overlook what was done with it. But this isn't based off one of his books. A lot of people will,
Did he pass before or after this came out?
I believe it was after.
Yeah.
It's actually there. Tom Clancy's last film as a writer before his death on October the 1st.
Yeah, but he was probably like dying at that point already. Yeah. So you can't.
If you're going in and expecting, the films that have gone before the Clancy Jack Ryan books,
the good movies.
Yeah, this is not one. This is a generic action film turned into a thriller-ish, with the name Jack Ryan tagged into it.
It's not a thriller. It's a thriller.
This is not a Hunt for Red October, guys.
No.
This is like
is it?
This is like a hunt for like a mid-February kind of thing.
This is a hunt for a couch to nap on.
This is a lazy attempt to be the next Jason Bourne.
This is a lazy attempt to be like any kind of spy movie. It's just, it lacks anything really defining that would make it compelling. The closest thing I could say that I liked about it is Kevin Costner. I thought he was the character.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, again, me and Chris were saying the other day, this will win an award at the end of the year. They finally found a role for Kevin Costner.
Yeah. Which is very impressive. We're going to have to get used to it, though, because he's in, like, everything fucking else this year.
Yeah, he's in two other movies that I can...
He's got that 3 Days to Kill, and there's something else I know I'm forgetting. I want to also say he's in RoboCop, but I keep mixing him up with Michael Keaton.
That Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton! Also, Keira Knightley is in this, and she has some interesting dialogue with Jack Ryan. I think Randy wanted to... you wanted to do a scene. You wanted to reenact it.
Which scene was? The I'm gonna have sex with my gun scene?
Yeah, just any scene. You had such a spot-on Keira Knightley impersonation earlier.
Oh, you want me to... Nah.
Yeah, like, okay, here, I'm Jack Ryan, and I'm gonna enter the room. I'm like, what are you doing here, Kathy?
That's not Captain Kirk.
Oh, sorry. What are you doing here, Kathy?
That's
no, I'll just be William Shatner. Kathy.
What are you doing here?
And now you as
I've already forgotten my Keira Knightley impression.
It was like, how you doing over there, Captain Kirk?
Yeah, he's like these... I mean, okay.
I don't know why you were so mean to her.
I don't know.
There are British actors over there that can do a convincing American accent. Keira Knightley's not one of them.
Oi there! What's going on in all this, you tosspots?
I don't even think she tries to do American, because obviously I'm not from over there. I can't spot what accent that's supposed to be. I think she just goes for generic speaking English.
Yeah. She doesn't really... She's not particularly bad in this. She just doesn't have a whole lot to work with.
Yes.
A lot of the lines are kind of cheesy, and in a way that's sometimes good, but sometimes just grating.
There is, however, one ray of light in this. Mr. Kenneth Branagh.
Who?
The villain.
What?
Kenneth Branagh.
The most boring villain I've ever seen in a movie?
Dude!
He's not that bad. I've definitely seen worse.
I liked him. He was threatening as all hell.
No, he wasn't!
He definitely wasn't threatening, especially once that dinner came around.
Oh, yeah, that was a little bit stupid. But, look...
Everything he does is stupid!
In the scene... No, okay.
Hold on. I could blow this whole argument out right now. Right now. I know I can do it. Okay. This is spoilers.
We're not in the spoilers.
Okay, so I can't get
it. Okay, look, I'll say this. The decisions that his character makes... Because
are dumb.
The plot says so, are dumb and ridiculous. The performance of Kenneth Branagh, of what he has to do when he's delivering his lines, and interacting with other characters, I thought was very good.
I think he could play a very good bad guy in another movie.
Yes.
In this one, he played a horrible bad guy.
There is a very cool moment that the two characters share, where they're kind of having almost a verbal chess match. And that is a really good scene. Is that the dinner scene, or is that the scene? No, this is where he's in his office.
Where he's in his office. I like that scene.
You could see a scene of it in the trailer where he's just like, "You Americans, you're so pushy. You think maybe you're just rude." And he responds with, "Well, maybe you guys are just touchy." There's more to that line than that, but it's a good exchange that kind of does set up a tension between...
Except for the final line of that scene where he's like, "He's dangerous," and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then he walks back to his car.
I don't know. I just liked him in this.
But
So,
let's actually run down through this movie so we or get through.
do we need grades? I forgot to give Nut Job a score.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a D for you.
It's a D minus. It wasn't offensive enough to get an F, but it is.
We need to find an F for this movie, for this show.
I'm
sure something will come up.
I'm looking for one.
I'm hoping it's well, I can't fail.
I probably should have given it to Elysium.
When is the next City of Bones due out? No, I'll get it.
Next year.
Oh.
But I probably
Vampire Academy in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
And fucking the awkward truth and that awkward moment and I Frankenstein this week, which might also just fucking work their way into it.
I might have given Noah an F without even seeing it, but then again, it's got Emma Watson in it, so I can't fail out a movie she's in.
How can you give it an F? It's based on a true story.
Yes, the extreme war battle that happens as the rain falls. Yes, that's historical fact. Then again, nothing in the Bible is fucking historical fact. It's all gibberish.
Well, it's not gibberish. It's just not true.
I'm waiting for the first Bible movie to like have a scene in the trailer that's like based on the best-selling book.
Fucking great. Based on the New York Times bestseller, the Bible
of all time. No, I should say the based on the most stolen book of all time, the Bible.
In fact, I want to make a movie now just to use that reference.
You just want to base on fucking. You're just like, I'm gonna make a fucking story on Abraham. And I'm just gonna fucking now I'm gonna do it, which would be a fucking dark ass story from the Bible to use too. Like, hey, remember that story where that guy was about to kill his son because God told him to? Good times.
Yeah.
Do it as a fucking.
Again, no, if we're gonna
do it as a comedy romp with Seth Rogen as the lead.
If we're gonna keep Randy happy, we'd have to do Sodom and Gomorrah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need boobs.
Or Samson, because Samson's fucking badass.
Yeah.
That's a story worth reading in the Bible, if for nothing else, than how awesome it is. Anyway, what were we saying?
How about a story about Zeus?
I've seen that. I fucking saw that like 2 weeks ago with Hercules. I don't need that.
That's not a Zeus movie.
I
don't want to watch a movie that's basically bestiality, because that's what Zeus is.
Or rather, as a thunderstorm, so I think I have seen enough Zeus. Anyway...
I should watch Class of the Titans again.
Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, I'd give a B- too.
What?
Yeah. Maybe, you know what, I'll downgrade to a C+, but I still think it's not awful. It's just not good.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. It's just there. I'm gonna be a little bit lower. I'm gonna go say just like a C+. It's entertaining enough to just sit down and watch and waste an afternoon. You know, like I say, over here we get used to this sort of stuff every summer, and it's even starting right now. The channel's put on their Bond season, where every single weekend, without stop, they go through the Bond films. When they run out of those, it's Mission Impossible, it's Jason Bourne.
But you know what?
So we see a lot of this shit.
Those are good movies, though. Except for the Jason Bourne movies. After the first one, they all sucked ass.
For the most part, but basically...
Especially Legacy.
If you like a spy movie, or even a fish out of water movie, because for a lot of this, he's you know... As Chris went through with the start there, he's an ex-Marine, basically, who gets injured and is then drafted into the spy world. So
he
it's,
is
you know...
no Marine.
Okay, I know, but but you know that's the sort of thing. So there's a little bit of fish out of water. There is a nice scene, without going into spoilers, when he first gets to Russia, that I actually kind of liked. Chris Pine handled that one well.
Captain Kirk.
But it's still Chris Pine either way.
I don't care. He's Captain Kirk.
But
I want to remember him in a good light, not in this movie.
This is my first experience with Chris Pine, by the way, and
you've never seen the Star Trek movies?
No, I've actually never seen a Star Trek episode, let alone any of the movies.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I just, it's never interested me.
They're amazing movies.
I somehow doubt they are, and I'm hoping that we don't get another Star Trek movie, so I don't see it.
Oh no, we're seeing it. If they
either way, say C+.
C+?
Yeah.
Okay, D+.
Wait, didn't you see the Into Darkness? Didn't we do that?
No, we didn't do that one.
Oh, was it a year before, wasn't it? I think-
No,
I
it was
remember-
last year, but it was like about 3 weeks before we started doing Expedition Dump.
Okay.
So I've yet to see a
I
Star
like
Trek
Into
movie.
Darkness.
Hey, I'm not saying
Except
they're
for
bad
all
movies.
the callbacks. All the callbacks was annoying as dicks.
I just don't care about Star Trek.
Okay.
If you like action movies, you'll like Star Trek, because that's basically what they are.
I probably will, but I refuse to see it.
God, you're such a twat.
Sometimes I just aim to be the biggest tosspot I possibly can.
See, I would like. I plan one day on just sitting Chris down, strapping him eyes wide open in the Clockwork Orange style, and
Let's
just
get
making
kinky.
him watch all these. See, you don't even know. You can't even make a Clockwork Orange reference with you because you haven't seen that either.
No, but I have seen The Nut Job.
He's never seen Back to the Future, but I've seen
But I
The
have
Nut
seen
Job.
Freebirds. I haven't seen District 9, but I've seen Elysium.
Well, District 9 is passable.
To be fair, I've not seen District 9 either.
District 9 is one of those I don't think you have to see.
Yeah, but I just want to note of the 2 movies from that guy I have seen. I saw the shit one.
You did see Ghostbusters, didn't you?
Yeah, I've seen Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
Okay, that's acceptable. I'll let you off for now then.
And I've seen like the last half of Groundhog's Day.
What?
I didn't get to see the start. The movie started and I fucking like.
Have you seen The Rock? Not the wrestler, you idiot.
The place where I work occasionally?
Have you seen Con Air?
Hold on, wait. I'm trying to. No, I haven't seen Con Air. I'm trying
Have
to
you
think
seen
what The
Face
Rock
Off?
is. No.
Dude, The Rock is like the only Michael Bay movie that's any good.
No, Con Air was good.
Is it about climbing?
He directed Con Air,
as well.
too.
Yeah, Con Air. Sorry.
Is it like they're climbing a mountain?
No,
No,
that's Vertigo.
It's not Alcatraz.
No.
It's got Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage.
No, that's Face Off.
Kick
Not all three of them.
Child is kryptonite.
Hang on. That's a good point.
Okay,
Face Off,
that
Face
part-
Off, Rock, and Con Air. Nicolas Cage is in all three.
Yes, but if you...
I have seen Ghost Rider though.
Chris, if you take that one scene from Kick-Ass, that is all of Face Off. That's Nicolas Cage in all of Face Off.
Oh,
I need to go watch those films.
Fucking
I don't know
love
if I
that
wanna see
movie.
it.
Chris, you have a mission.
And it's impossible.
I have a mission to see better movies, guys, but it's not going to be those ones.
Dude, the next time something like The Nut Job comes around, we'll give you a special dispensation, and you can give us a report on those 3 movies.
Okay, so when fucking Winter's Tale comes out, I don't want
Nope.
to see Winter's Tale, and
Nope.
instead I'm gonna go
Nope.
see. No, it's already been decided. Gab just gave me approval. I'm gonna go see.
This isn't
Overwatch
Gab's fucking
Face-Off or something
show!
else. Fact of the matter, I'm not going to see fucking Winter's Tale.
You
'Cause
are
fucking
seeing-
didn't go see Nut Job.
You
so
are
I
seeing
fucking earned a
Winter's
free
Tale.
pass on something this year. And I'm using it on fucking Winter's Tale.
You are seeing Winter's Tale.
No, the hell I am.
You are seeing Winter's Tale.
I'm not seeing Winter's Tale.
Yes, you are, sir.
Unless you're fucking flying to goddamn Harrisburg to drag me to see it. I'm not seeing
Fine, I
Winter's
can
Tale.
drive there. It's 8 fucking hours.
Yeah, well, that's 8 fucking hours. All right, if you want to spend $400 on fucking gas to come over here, and
I'd spend more than that flying there.
Well, you'd be a lot quicker, and you could have fucking liquor.
I'd make two
Not
drive,
seeing
and
Winter's
I'd bring-
Tale. God damn it!
You're seeing Winter's Tale. Hunter's Tale. What the fuck? Okay, spoiler time. We're gonna spoil the shit out of these movies. If you don't want to get spoiled for these 2 shitty movies, Nut Job, we're not gonna spoil because nobody cares. Let's spoil.
We could definitely spoil Nut Job. There's a huge spoiler in it.
Okay, there is. So we're gonna spoil the Nut Job, and then we're going to spoil the Jack Ryan, the Shadow Recruit, the other movie that we saw. Blah 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 blah. Spoil. Chris spoiled the Nut Job, so we can get away from it.
Turns out Liam Neeson is an evil raccoon.
Oh.
He's the villain of the movie. And the reason he wants to work with all the other woodland creatures, and winter is coming, and they don't have enough nuts right now. Unfortunately,
Winter's
though,
coming.
yeah. Unfortunately, though, Surly Squirrel's a dick, and he doesn't want to get nuts for everybody else. And his actions, unfortunately, get him expelled from the park. Worries that he is going to starve to death until he discovers a nut shop, which just so happens to also be a store that is being used as a front for some real life robbers to rob a nearby bank. So it becomes a process of Will Arnett's character trying to get into the nut store to get those nuts so he doesn't die, with the help of some other woodland friends, while at the same time being undone by these burglars who are constantly getting foiled by these woodland rodents.
This movie sounds too complicated for a 5-year-old.
It's a bit complicated because the dynamic right off the bat is that nobody likes Surly except for Andy, who is the female squirrel played by Katherine Heigl. And
I thought you didn't pronounce her name right, like you were trying, but you couldn't do it. And then I realized you're holding back vomit.
yeah,
And it all happened like a split second that process happened.
I do think from now on I'm going to refer to her as Catherine.
She's horrible, but I think she's hot.
she's not hot.
I think she's.
And
I gotta
she's
look her
terrible.
up. I gotta see her again.
She's awful. I cannot stand Katherine Heigl. Regardless, she's the only person who actually likes Surly, and even then, you're like, I don't understand why you do. He's a tremendous asshole.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's see. This week, well, last week we had the nut job. We couldn't. I've already forgotten why we didn't air. Oh yeah, 3-day massive migraine. That was hell. Let's see. This week is Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit. Chris, why don't you start off with the nut job? Since you thought it was such an amazing movie, we're gonna get to it first. It is our headliner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is that poster from?
The one that I have up there.
Yes.
No idea. I just
The
found it.
nut job. Go on a dupa lune 3D.
I don't know. I found it. I searched foreign nut job posters, and that's the one I got.
It's gotta. The only other person who likes him is his friend. Oh god, what the fuck, Buddy. They just call him Buddy the Rat, and Buddy doesn't talk, so he's almost kind of like this uncomfortable, like, special needs rat following this like douchebag squirrel around, and the squirrel just keeps beating him up. Anyway, nobody likes the squirrel, and it's got this very strange dynamic in that the squirrel gets kicked out, and you kind of feel bad because he's like stuck in the big city. But after he finds the nuts, the rest of the park wants the nuts as well, so they all team up together to get the nuts. And it's this back and forth of like, well, can we trust him? But he secretly deep down only really wants friends. And there's this annoying pug, and Liam Neeson's in it as a giant raccoon. And he turns out to be Spanish of some kind, or Portuguese maybe.
Oh dear.
Anyway, The Nut Job, for those curious, is an animated movie from. Actually, I don't know who the fuck did it. I don't think it's DreamWorks.
I don't think it was DreamWorks or Pixar.
Well,
it definitely wasn't fucking Pixar.
No, yeah. a couple of the rats there on the corner do look like they were like lifted directly out of Ratatouille.
Yeah,
but
regardless, it's an animated movie starring Will Arnett doing the voice of Surly Squirrel.
Ooh, he's so
they even
surly.
gave him a Looney Tunes name as well. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's like one of the few people who actually has like a different name. Everyone else is just like, I'm Mole, I'm Dog, I'm Raccoon. Anyway, Surly Squirrel lives in the park.